You know the story of Noah's Ark, right? I mean, who doesn't? You've got the animals, two by two, this enormous boat, and of course the giant flood that covers the entire world. It's got to be one of the most famous stories ever. And if I asked you right now how long that flood lasted, I bet you'd have one number pop into your head. 40. 40 days and 40 nights of nonstop rain. That's the number, that's the one everyone knows. But what if I told you that number isn't just a little off? What if it's not even in the ballpark? That the 40 days of rain, that was just the opening act for something much, much longer.
All right, so let's get into it. To figure this out, we've got to put on our detective hats and go right back to the source. We're looking for clues, for timestamps, anything that helps us start the clock right at the beginning. And here's the cool part. The story isn't vague about this stuff at all. It actually gives us super specific dates and time frames. It's almost like we're reading the captain's log from the Ark itself. And our mission, right now, is to piece that logbook together. Okay, so let's get our timeline started. And we'll begin with the part we all know by heart, those 40 days of rain. That was the kickoff, the big event that started it all. But as you're about to see, it was only part one.
So the rain stops. Phew. But believe me, the journey was a long, long way from being over. This is where we get into phase 2, a part that's actually way longer than the first one, riding the waves.
So you gotta ask, right? The rain stops after 40 days. Is that it? Is it time to open the doors and let everyone out onto dry land? Are they done?
Nope, not even close. And the whole reason why comes down to one really important word in the text, prevail. It says the waters prevailed over the earth. Now that doesn't just mean it rained. It means the water stayed. It lingered, covering absolutely everything. It was just everywhere.
And this is where the scale of this thing just blows up. Yeah, the raining part was 40 days, but the total time that the waters prevailed at their highest point, covering every single thing, even the tallest mounters, 150 days. Okay, back to our timeline. Let's add this in. The initial 40 days of rain, that's actually part of the 150 days. So do the math. After the rain stopped, there was another 110 days where the Ark was just floating on an endless ocean. We're already at 5 months, and they haven't seen land yet. All right, 150 days have passed. The water finally starts to go down. Now it's time to get off the boat, right? Well, no. This is where we enter what might be the longest and, honestly, probably the toughest part of the whole story, the long receding. The logbook, as we're calling it, lays out this incredibly slow, patient waiting game. The Ark finally rests on a mountaintop, but they're stuck. They can't just leave. Noah waits another 40 days. Then he starts sending out birds, first a raven, then a dove, over and over again for weeks, just to see if there's anywhere safe to land. It's a super careful, drawn-out process. So think about this. After the 150 days of the water being at its peak, we have to tack on this huge chunk of time. We're talking about roughly 220 more days just for the water to drain away and the ground to dry out. When you see it all laid out like this, it's kind of crazy. The famous 40 days of rain, it's literally the shortest part of the whole thing. Okay, we've gathered all the evidence. We've followed the timeline from the very first raindrop all the way to dry land. So it's time to do the final calculation. Let's put it all together. So let's tally up the different phases we found in our logbook. First, there's a 7-day waiting period before the rain even starts. Then you've got the 150 days of the water prevailing. After that, roughly another 150 days for all that water to recede. And even then, there's another 60-plus days, that's 2 more months, of just waiting for the ground to be properly dry. So when you add up all those pieces, from the second they stepped on the Ark to the second they stepped off, what do you get? What's the grand total?
The answer is about 370 days. Yep, you heard that right. Not 40 days. 370.
Just let that sink in for a second. The number everyone knows is off by like a factor of 9. This wasn't a month-long storm. This was over a full year trapped on a floating zoo, just waiting for the world to come back. And that really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, if a story as well-known as this one has such a massive detail just hiding in plain sight, what other stories, the ones we think we know backwards and forwards, have surprising secrets just waiting for us to find them?